All right, let's get into it. So, most people don't avoid confrontation because they're mature. They avoid it because they're scared.
Okay.
What y'all think?
Yeah. Yeah, because confrontation frequently leads to. What was the question?
Most people don't avoid confrontation because they are mature. They avoid it because they are scared.
Right. Okay. So yeah, because confrontation usually can, even if it's something that is simple and like it just it could lead to major problems if the other person isn't mature enough to understand where they're coming from.
I think the root of confrontation always comes from being scared, and I know this for a fact because I am personally always scared to confront somebody because based on how they're going to respond, their actions, just overall their demeanor and how they take it, which is probably all the same words, but at the end of the day, I feel like they're always scared. And sometimes, yes, they can be immature. They are not ready to have those talks, but most of the time, it's the root of the problem is being scared because you're scared of how that person is going to react to you based on the confrontation. Even if you can be the nicest human being and say, hey, look, I just want to talk to you about the situation that happened. And this person can either be like, oh yeah, like they can be a mature person.
Right. They could be like, okay, yeah, I see where you're coming from, and they can sit down and talk with you. But some people are gonna just be like, no, like,
most people are gonna be like,
don't scream.
Beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
I feel like confrontation can be scary. Yeah, because you don't know how the other person's gonna react. Also, depending on like how tense the confrontation might be, or like whatever topic it is, because they can become very defensive, and then that could, depending on how someone reacts, they either might cut off a relationship, or they might take it well and like actually be a person that talks it out. I admire people that are able to confront people in the moment when something happens, if it makes them uncomfortable or they're not happy with what someone said. I admire people that can like say right in the moment, like, hey, you just said this, I don't like that, or like I don't agree with like that, or that's not really, especially if it's about someone, like that's not who I really am, or that's not, whatever that case may be. Because like I'm a person that like I think I am scared at times because I don't know how someone would react. And like I also don't like to be in like arguments with people, or I don't want somebody to take something the wrong way and it blow out of proportion more than what it should be or is.
I agree.
So I would say that I would love to be the person that can confront anyone at any time when I feel like I need to, but I feel like that takes a lot of working to
It takes a lot of confidence, reflection. There's a lot. It's a whole deep dive. But before we get more into the topic, I think we should introduce ourselves for the audience. Probably. If they are just coming in,
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Alrighty, I'm Alex.
I'm Abby.
And I'm Cam.
And this is the Hey Tootie podcast, the group chat out loud. Welcome back. And if you're new, welcome.
All right, so let's dive a little bit more in here. We talked about confrontation, maturity, scared. Do you feel like confrontation is a crime?
No.
Do you have a personal experience where you felt like you shouldn't confront that person? No.
Me, I think I'm more on the side of
I feel like
I'm gonna tell you if I don't think something's right. I think I'm opposite of Alex in that sense of like I'm not. Now I will say I'll wait a lot of times. Like I'm not just gonna go instantly, but it's not out of fear. It's more out of like I'm waiting to see if that person is going to catch the issue without me having to say something. But then it's like, okay, it's time. And then I'll say what needs to be said and it'll be done. Right. I don't like to dwell on things. I don't like to just drag it out, hold a grudge, whatever you want to say. Just say it, be done, let it go.
And I feel like to confront somebody, you have to take accountability for your own actions. Because if you don't take accountability for your own actions, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Also, but it takes a higher maturity level to be like, okay, I was wrong. Mm-hmm. But also, when you confront that person, you have to be willing to hear their side out and not be, what's the word? Like,
offensive?
Or no, like one-sided.
Yeah, you can't be like...
And I feel like in my...
You have to be willing to understand why they said it. Like, when you confront them, be like, hey, look, this was an issue. I'm trying to figure out, like, where you're coming from because this is how I'm taking it. Mm-hmm. You know, like, so what's going on in your head?
Right.
I don't think confrontation's a crime, but I think I struggle with it at times, or a lot of the times. I probably have gotten better at it, but I'm a person that will hold in everything that I'm feeling, or if I feel off about something, I'll hold it in until like I get to a point where I'm gonna blow up.
But see,
then I go crazy.
I'm like that, and I know in our group chat we always talk about it. Like we always say, you need to say something before you blow up, and I'm always like, no, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to. I just don't want the drama. I don't want the headache. I don't want to confront them because I'm scared. It's always an excuse. Confrontation always comes with excuses. There's always an excuse, and it takes someone else to confront you to be like, gosh, why didn't I just confront this person? And this could have been under the water, bridge in the water. And as I get older, I'm learning like, okay, I need to just go and confront that person. I just need to say things. And honestly, like, I commend certain people that I've seen in life that are just like, no, like, we're going to have this conversation right now and we're going to squash it in the bud. But also, I have noticed lately, push my button long enough and I'm going to explode. Like, I'm going to confront you right then and there. Like, don't piss me off.
Right. And I would say that we've gotten better, and I don't know if I would necessarily consider this confrontation. I guess it can be kind of confrontation. Like, gotten better, like, I think all of us as a whole have gotten better with, like, and, like, again, I don't know if this is confrontation. Confronting, like, each other, like, when, especially, like, if we're at each other's houses, like, hey, it's time for you to go, or, like, at 8:30, like, you gotta go home.
Right.
Like I guess that kind of goes more with like boundaries, but it's also confrontation because it's like, okay, we're having conversation of like, hey, this is what I like expect.
Confronting, but it's like confronting the person about your boundaries. It's still confrontation. Because,
and it's like we're being more open versus me. Like I said, I typically hold like to hold things in, and I get aggravated because I don't want to say something. But it's even like with that, like if you're over or I'm over, it's like it's like oh, I don't want to tell her to leave, but like I'm really ready for her to leave because I want to go shower, or I want to go to bed. But then like I feel bad telling you to leave because. Like, I don't want you to feel like, oh, like, he's kicking me out the house. Like, he don't want to hang out no more. Or like, so I really think, like, which I think we've all gotten better at that. Like, we just communicate, hey, like, I'm not, yeah, we can hang out, but, like, let's hang out for an hour and then let's go about our day. Like,
like yesterday, like, the other day I was over and you were like, actually, I'll call you back later. Because, like, you can come back over later. I want to go shower. I got things to do. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I don't really think like that. And I think with confrontation comes overthinking. Because, like, I didn't really think that way. I was just like, whatever. And honestly, part of me in my head was like, I kind of want to go home and do a couple things. Yeah. And, like, so, but, like, last night, too, like, I was like, oh, yeah, y'all come get some soup. And then y'all stay to eat. And then we, like, sitting in the living room. And I was like, honestly, like.
I was asleep.
Yeah, he was asleep. Him and me were just sitting there, and I was like, all right, well, I'm ready to go to bed. I want to take a bath, so
But I think that's
Y'all
also
get out.
growth in our relationship
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Right.
Is
I feel
that
like
we're growing to be able to communicate, okay, like
Right.
this is cool to hang out or to do whatever, but like also like I don't want to be together all day.
Right. And I feel like I am always scared to confront you about things sometimes because I feel like you're scary.
Scared?
Yeah, you are sometimes. I just don't know how you take things.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, if, like, I feel a certain way, like, I was like, I don't know if I should tell
That's why you always
Cam.
say, "Are you mad? Do you think he's mad at me?"
Yes,
Yeah,
that
oh,
is
yeah,
the big
that's
thing. I'm always like,
Infamous
is
line.
Cam mad at me?
Is something wrong?
Is something wrong?
I'm very rarely mad about anything.
It's just, I don't know. I just never know how to take you in sometimes in the moments.
Fair enough.
Like, I don't know how you'll, like, going back to I'm scared to see how you react to it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But overall, I think confrontation, I think we need more confrontation.
I think
in the
maybe
world.
that might stem also from our friendship is a little bit shorter than you and Alex.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a little, that probably plays into it a little bit. And
Right.
you and him communicate a little more often.
We don't know how to
So.
communicate.
No,
Me
y'all
and
don't.
you-
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all don't.
We're
Y'all don't know how to
we're-
communicate.
We're confronting about it right now.
We're getting better, I would say.
I think we are getting better. I think sometimes we
I'm
just-
the middleman in y'all's relationship of trying to communicate what's actually happening, trying to figure out what's happening.
Well,
Don't
yeah,
you just love
but
it? Don't you love it? Don't
Lord.
you love it?
I mean, yeah, we're getting better though.
We're getting better.
Yeah, we're getting better.
But going back to confrontation,
Oh, sorry.
going back to stem off what you said earlier about like having a lot of self-confidence and just being to confrontate right then and there. I feel like I'm starting to do that because with a coworker, like the other day, I will say like he was clapping and I was clapping but right back.
I didn't know where that was going.
I'm trying not to curse
You
for the
can.
viewers.
We can
viewers.
We can rank it out, you know.
But you know, after some point, I'm just over it. I'm over people. They always, and these are for the people who could just walk up and they'll throw it at you. But here's another thing. They'll throw it at you, but can these people take it back?
Nope.
No,
That's right.
they
Most of
can.
the time,
they
nope.
cannot, because whenever you throw it back at them, they get all mad and butthurt, and they get like this person, like same person that I had the confrontation with. He had confrontated with someone else, and I watched the scenario, and he clapped, and she clapped back, and he wasn't happy. She clapped, and I was like,
Yeah, I don't
you
like
can't
that.
be mad because she gave you the energy you gave right on back. You know, you can't sit there and play the fiddle when you clapping.
And avoiding the confrontation, it doesn't keep the peace.
No, it doesn't.
And the only thing it does is it delays the explosion.
Right.
So if you're not confronting then and there when something makes you unhappy or
Right.
makes you
Right.
feel uneasy, it's
Right.
like, well, from that moment, it's interrupting your peace, and you're constantly thinking about it. And you're like, okay, should I say something? What should I do? Should I ask more questions? Or like, and you just keep thinking and thinking and thinking. And you overthink it, and then it really just pisses you off or makes you even angrier. And it's just like, okay, well, then you're gonna explode because you should have said something when you got to work or right when it happened versus waiting towards the end of the day or the next
Right.
shift or
Right.
you worked with them.
And I think at work, you have to be upfront and confrontational with people because if not, delaying work confrontation is only going to make a hostile work environment. So if you got something on your chest, just say it.
Oh, I'm
just
good
say
at
it
that at
and
work.
get it off your chest, because if you don't get it off your chest, then everyone's tiptoeing, everyone's like, and then not only are y'all beefing, but then you got everyone uncomfortable. Just get it out, get it done with. and be over it. And don't run to, I mean, if it's that serious, go to your boss. But, like, if you can't be grown-ups and figure it out yourselves without running to your boss and being petty, then you got a problem.
That's right.
Yep. And you don't have to confront them in a rude or mean way.
No, you don't.
You can be cordial about it and
Right.
respectful.
Right, absolutely. And I think, and I'm going to deep dive down this road, I think that's the main problem in society today. Like, people don't know how to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come up to me and just say, hey, I don't like how you did this. And I would be like, respectfully, what do you mean? Like, and let's have a conversation. But walking up to someone and being hostile, just like the energy you give, I'm going to give back. And if you don't like it or you don't like how I talk to you, well, you got to realize that's how you came at me. But nothing out of that is productive.
Amen, sister.
But nothing
right.
out of that is productive. What are we getting to at the end of the day? You talk to me like and I talk to you like well, guess what? What does it matter? You both talk to each other like nothing got resolved.
That's
How
right.
about you talk to me like a human being?
Get the fire extinguisher.
Oh.
And I will
You're getting hot.
and I will talk to you like a human being. And maybe we might get some confronted, right? Right. Amen. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah, Jesus.
That was heavy on your chest, girl.
It was. But it's common sense.
Yeah,
Yep.
finally got to it.
Common sense.
I think we
So
need it.
the
We
root
need to take
of the
a break.
problem of confrontation is people don't know how to confront. It's not being scared. It's scared that the other person's energy is gonna be
Yep.
when you're just being a nice human being and saying, hey, and they come at you like, where are we getting at the end of the day? Where are we getting? Nowhere.
People would rather be uncomfortable forever than have one uncomfortable conversation and hold a grudge.
Ooh. I feel like a lot of people used to do that back in the day because I remember just like the older generation says like people hold like their generation holds grudges.
That is
Yeah,
that
they
is
hold
true.
grudges and they will do it for their children and they'll live a lifetime of BS and then hit you with it when you're grown and you're like, where that came from?
Right, or like years down the line, or they'll talk about it, and I'm like, well, why you didn't just discuss it?
Why
Like,
you didn't just hit the door whenever it was
right.
fresh back then? I mean,
So refresh me on the whole quote. It was
People would rather be uncomfortable forever than have one uncomfortable conversation. Yeah.
And I think I was like that in life till like I met y'all and certain people in my life. Like I will just be uncomfortable. I would just be uncomfortable. I wouldn't go places. I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't. And then all of a sudden I was like, met certain people in my life and I came out my shell and it's like, sometimes you gotta be uncomfortable for 5 minutes to live a lifetime of comfort and peace. So
well, and
whether
you don't realize how much that affects the other person too. It's like, okay,
Right.
it's not just for you, but it's like if you are living a lie, basically, you know, trying to avoid that confrontation, then down the road when you do finally say, okay, well, I think it's time, and you bring it up, then other people around you are going to start thinking, you know, depending on what it is, they're going to start thinking like, well, dang, you know, all this time you felt this way, and you know, you just
See,
you
wait.
know?
See, I'm going to interrupt because, see, I think that this can be a double-edged sword because if someone does have, like, confront someone about how they feel or about a certain situation and the person that they're confronting says, oh, I didn't do that or that's not me and whatnot and basically ignores the situation or don't want to hear that person out, then once the person confronting once the person confronting the other person feels like, oh, like I'm trying to confront them and like have a grown conversation about this to solve whatever the problem may be, because they might not even be aware of what the problem is, and
But
then they get like basically thrown off like, oh, I'm not the problem, you're the problem. And then so it makes you not want to continue to confront because it's like they're not even trying to hear you out.
But to jump on this topic on both ends of what y'all said, it all has to deal with time. If you resulting back, if I sit here and I let it build up, how long? Years? Okay. Well, you come confront me 5 years down the line and you're like, hey, I didn't like what you did 5 years ago. I'll be like, I can't even remember what I ate yesterday. Mm-hmm. You expect me to remember this situation from 5 years ago? Mm-hmm. And yeah, I would say it nicer, but like, I would be like, that was so, basically, from camera to me to y'all at home, like, I would be like, what the hell? Like, I don't even remember 5 years ago. Like, and you wanna solve this now? So that's why I'm always like, solve it within a certain time period. Like, if you don't wanna resolve it in that moment, give it 24 hours. But after 24 hours, don't expect that person to be
statute of limitations.
Right. Like, don't expect that person to be like remembering, because probably that person don't remember what they ate yesterday.
Facts.
And if you are trying to confront someone about a certain situation and they're not trying to hear you out, or they say that they're not the problem, you're the problem, or whatever, or maybe they're scared to, when you confront them, to say how they really feel about the situation or whatever may be going on, and they're the ones that keep putting it off because they're scared to confront back and solve the issue, that really at the end of the day, that's their problem. If you try to solve the situation and confront them about whatever may be going on, or you notice just something's off and you can't figure it out, it's like, well, that's their loss. Like, I know at the end of the day it's going to bother you every day because you're sitting here wondering, like, well, what's going on? Like, I try to have a conversation about this and, like, I'm still getting nowhere, like, just feeling very uneasy. And it's like, well, you can't get no answers for yourself if they're not willing to talk to you and have a grown conversation and tell you what happened or what's going on. Or how can you fix the problem or change your ways? It's like, I mean, if they won't tell you, then you don't know, and then the relationship's just going to eventually fall apart.
And then another thing I find is that ultimately, don't be texting the confrontation. Face to face, because first, you don't know how this person is going to take it. You don't know how this person's reading it, which is the same thing, I guess. But also, like, you can say it in the nicest way through text, but how someone interprets that, and then the reading into the screenshotting, sharing it, this and that. Yes, there's he said, she said, but when you put it down and write it and you send it, that's a timestamp. So unless you really gonna stand by that confrontation and everything you put in there, you best be talking to that person. Also, if someone would confront me through text, I would be like, hold up.
I would just call.
I don't even think you should call.
No.
I think if it's that serious, we need to talk. I would text, hey, let's meet up. There's something that's been bothering me and I need to talk. And they'd be like, what's up? I'd be like, I prefer not to do this over phone because things are so miscrewed. People change it up. People delete things to make them look better and all these things. And it's like, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
And that way too, if things get out of hand, you can always dip out.
That's right.
Conversation over. Because with text, and I find this a lot, especially within my siblings, like, we just keep going at it. And I'm like, okay, conversation done, conversation over. And they're like, no, like, they keep going and they keep going and they keep going to where, sorry, love you guys, but you get blocked.
That's right.
Right.
And sometimes then we didn't solve anything. And guess what? You're still blocked.
And on that note, wrapping things up, we'll close out with don't be scared to confront someone.
No,
because at the end of the day, when you have
said.
an issue, say it then and there. It'll save you a lot of headache and keep your peace, and you won't have to overthink about anything.
Don't be afraid to confront somebody if you feel a certain way, because at the end of the day, it solves nothing. And you're still going to be uncomfortable.
That's right.
All
Say
right.
what you need to say.
Yeah.
Say what you need to say.
Say what you need to say. Your face is so red.